Our third pick sees 18th place Fulham playing host to 12th place Leeds, and Fulham, they were bested in the West London derby in their last match against Chelsea. Pedro scored late on in the first half with a header to give the Blues a 1-0 lead. This lead would then be doubled by Enzo Fernandez from the penalty spot following a handball from Ryan Sessegnon under controversial circumstances. Taking a look at the second half numbers, Fulham did try to get a goal back, but their 6 shots resulted in only one big chance and just 0.71 xg. I think perhaps their heads dropped following some controversy in the VAR booth, disallowing Josh King's opening goal in the first half, and from that decision, I don't really know if Fulham ever recovered mentally. In terms of form, they're winless to this point in the season, and they're hoping to pick up 3 points against a newly promoted side in Leeds. Speaking of which, Leeds earned a point in their most recent game against Newcastle, in what I think will be viewed by many as a very respectable draw. The Magpies can make all the excuses they want around the Isak situation and Gordon's suspension, but really this is a game that Eddie Howe would have targeted for 3 points. Taking a look at the numbers, it was a rather dull game as both sides combined for just 1.15 xg. However, Leeds did their job. They stopped Newcastle from playing and earned a solid draw from their performance. In terms of form, it's pretty mixed for Leeds, 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat through 3 games. But picking up 3 points against Everton and a draw against Newcastle are some really good results to build the bedrock on what will be their case for survival this season. When we take a look at the head-to-head record, the last encounter between these sides saw Fulham winning at Craven Cottage. Wilson and Pereira gave Fulham a 2-0 lead before a Paulinho own goal in the 79th minute could have sparked a Leeds comeback. However, they weren't able to score a goal in their own right, with the score finishing 2-1. Longer term, that win made it back-to-back victories for Fulham over Leeds, after a spell where Leeds had back-to-back wins over Fulham in the 2020-2021 season, so fairly even in terms of recent history. My prediction for today's game is that this match does look like it's going to be a dull affair. Both sides combined for a record of just 1 win in 6 Premier League games and a total of 3 goals scored. I think when you take a look at the numbers created from both sides, it's going to be a low-scoring match, and I'm looking at unders here. Fulham have seen under 2.5 goals in all 3 Premier League games and in all 4 matches across all competitions. Whereas Leeds, they've seen under 2.5 goals in 2 of their 3 Premier League games, with the only over being the 5-0 loss to Arsenal, and Fulham, they certainly can't compete with the Gunners' attacking talent. In terms of head-to-head record, none of the last 4 Premier League encounters saw under 2.5 goals, but this sample does come across 2 separate seasons which occurred 2 and 4 years ago respectively, so I don't think it really holds that much weight. Based on this season, however, I struggle to see there being a hatful of goals here, which means of course I could always put myself in a position to eat my own hat next episode. However, right now I'm going to back under 2.5 goals for a half stake here in bet number 3.